The things I've got to do to get you guys a show. Look at this. And me gumboots standing in the muddy water. No waders, just gumboots. And I come through that bushy track behind me.
Hey viewers, we're just about to head out. We're going to have a bit of a shot for some redfin and trout. Now what we've got our resident expert Jess here taking us through some lures and plastics that we should be using. Jess, what do you reckon?
Well, I usually go with the 2.5 inches, the curl tails. They seem to work really well with the little flutter action, look like little baitfish. Redfin can't keep their hands off them. We're going
Well, they got hands.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you're all big hands.
Yeah.
Bit hard for them to use, but they work.
Fantastic. What about you, Mick? What do you reckon?
I've just grabbed a little Seltzer style spinner off the shelf. And I've got these little Black Magic spin sets, which I haven't used yet, but I've heard a few people raving about them, so I'll have a crack at one of them.
Fantastic. We've got a young Lockie coming out for a bit of a fish as well. He wants to catch himself a trout.
It looks like a stonker, mate.
Fish is a fish. Bring him in slowly so I don't unhook him.
Oh,
Nice little baby.
Michael.
But to let you know that they're spawning quite well.
You know what?
Don't think he needs a comfort lift, but we'll give him one.
I reckon that's a PB.
I hardly doubt that, but still, fish is a fish. Just de-hook him. We'll try and do it as nicely as possible because he's such a little one. And we'll just hold him here in the water and see if he goes for himself. And he's kicking. And off he goes.
Of course he can.
What a monster. Right on the bank here. He's not huge, but he's a nice little fish. There you go. Little redfin. Smack that little plastic with a bit of Berkeley scent on it. He's not huge out of these dams, but I think anybody would be happy with that. Now, what I'm actually surprised about is I think this may even be an albino. He's almost white. I've never seen a redfin this pale in my life. Michael, have you ever seen him this look? Michael, have you ever seen him this pale?
I have. Generally it's because they sit really down deep in this really muddy water. Generally gives them that pale look.
Camouflage, yeah.
But you very well could be right, Jesse. You very well could be right.
There's no stripes whatsoever on this side. And anybody that's caught a redfin will tell you they've got dark bands, usually 5 to 7 dark bands along their body. And as you can see, that's a hook up you want on a plastic. Right in the corner of the jaw. Barbs come through. All we do is pull that out. sure he's in the water when you take the hook out, so he's calm in his environment. Hook comes out. Let him sit there if he wants to sit there. Off he goes.
Well, one to you, Jesse. Now let's see if we can get me a fish.
Oh, when do you ever catch fish?
Nice work, boys. It's like a nice fish, Jess.
Yeah, it feels like a nice fish. I think Chris was bad luck.
Yeah, so Chris just left and you've hooked on.
Well, out of the tyre. Well, she tied out pretty quickly, but...
So do your specialty, mate, where you pick them up. I love the way you do that. Yeah, I'll grab you. Whoa,
there
he's
he
off.
goes. Didn't like me.
No, you didn't like you. I don't blame you, mate. You want me to grab your rod?
Nah, I'll be right.
Yeah.
You just let it turn on its side. Calm down first. You want to let the fish turn on its side, then I'm going to do a thing called comfort lifting. Basically it supports the whole fish, keeps my hands away from the spikes. Keeps the fish healthy.
Sure you don't want to grab the rod, mate?
Stops me from getting cut.
That's the way.
Pick
Look
her
at that. Nice.
Caught the belly.
Nice fish.
That is a prime specimen of a redfin.
Look down that gulp, man. Look down these mouths.
They can open their mouths pretty wide. He's taken that 3-inch plastic with a 1/8 jig head.
Massive fish.
Yeah,
That's a massive fish.
that's what we come to these small ponds for. We're only about 20 metres away from houses. You wouldn't believe fish like this would be this close to where people are living.
I was just saying to Jesse, there's no way you're going to get a really big red in one of these little dams.
I'd surprise you. I've had a few out of here, sometimes even a little bit bigger than this. So that's why we go to all the effort to wade out, to get in the water, to practice all our techniques and get everything perfect, just because we want to hook one of these monster fish. Most people spend a long time trying to catch a redfin this big,
It is pretty big.
and I can't say
I've never caught one that big.
I didn't put a lot of practice into learning the technique to pull these fish out of dams like this. So it's pretty great when all your work pays off.
Let's get him swimming, mate.
Let's get her back in the water. Make sure the fish is in the water before you try and take the hook out. You don't want to put all their weight against them. Hook out. Get her facing the right way. And then just slim her for a bit in your hand. Let her get her energy back.
There she goes, mate. Nice work.
There you go.
Alright.
Redfinville.
Well, soft plastic versus spinner. I can see what's winning. I'll keep going.
You've got to say, what a day.
Not bad. Nice
Few
fish.
One of 40 centimetres at
Oh.
least.
Very nice fish. Biggest reddy I've seen.
Yeah, we get a few of them, but that even surprised me.
Yeah, well done, mate. Well done. Well,
Yeah.
we'll leave it for another day and go home and get some rest and get out fishing soon.
Yeah, pretty tired. 4-pound line. Good workout with fish like that.
Alright guys, we'll see you next time on Ozfish TV.
We'll see you soon.
I've got young Jesse here with me today. He's the soft plastics man. I'm just going to get him to show you. A lot of people come in and ask me how to rig up soft plastics and things like that. We're just going to keep it really simple and not too technical. Do you want to show everyone how to just rig up a quick plastic, mate?
Yeah, I'll make it nice and easy for you guys. You hold your plastic straight, hook straight out above it. Make sure you know where that hook's going to come out. push it down the plastic, thread it through till you reach the point where your hook came out. Slide it on.
You always try and push the plastic right up to the sinker,
As soon
don't
as the
you?
plastic's pushed up, make sure it's sitting nice and straight. And when that's in the water, that's going to straighten out and nothing can be able to keep its mouth off it. It's that easy.
Excellent. Right, and there's all sorts of plastics you can use. There's different brands. There's like what, probably 100 different brand plastics.
There's too many.
There's so many.
Plastic leeches, lizards, everything.
So I've even seen little crabs and little yabbies and plastics. But anyway, the main sort of plastics you use are.
We've got streak baits, curl tails, paddle tails, and weedless plastics.
Well, there's the weedless ones.
These
You
are
want to
weedless.
show how they're sort of rigged up, mate?
Well, the hook stays inside the plastic. Once the fish applies pressure, it pushes down the plastic and the hook exposes itself and hooks the fish. People think they're not going to hook the fish because they can't see the hook. They work really well and they stay out of the weeds, which is great. Then we've got our curl tails.
We've got these big ones. Now these are really good for big fish like snapper and things like that.
Nuclear chicken, these bright colours, they work really well down the bottom. Nice big curl tail, they get it fluttering like a fish. It's great for the fish.
And they all rig up very similar to the way you just did with
Yeah,
the
they all
curl.
rig up the same way, nice
Straight
and easy.
through and out the top to back.
And we've got our streak baits.
And that's something similar to what Jesse got a redfin on the other day.
Yeah, but these ones, they don't have their own action. You have to impart the action, give them a couple of flicks, get them close to the bottom. They're really good for bouncing along the bottom.
Then you got these sort of pre-rigged ones as well.
And the paddle tails, they swim by themselves. You can just reel them slowly or you can flick them. So they're good for beginners. They're great for your flathead, anything that likes eating the bigger fish.
I haven't caught a lot of fish on soft plastics, but I have caught a lot of flathead. They're a dynamite bait for a flathead, aren't they?
A lot of people recommend to start with flathead if you want to get into plastic.
Yeah, good
It's so
fun.
easy.
Hi guys, welcome back to Ozfish TV. Now we've just come down to one of my customers' local dams out the back of Emerald, and it's full of silver perch. I used to have a silver perch in my fish tank at work, but I've never actually caught one. So we're just throwing a few lures around and throwing the floats out with a few worms on it, and we'll be back to you with the fish, I hope. And what's your name?
BJ.
You'd be Dan's father.
That's right. Yep.
Thanks for letting us come down and use your dam, mate.
No worries. Yeah.
Ah, it's really good of you.
That's a nice spot.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you throw a line in much, mate, or just come down and watch the young fella?
No, every now and then I do. But he's down here probably 2 or 3 times a week.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a spot.
Looks like a good spot to just come down, crack a cold one, throw a line in the water.
Yeah.
Right at your backyard too. That's fantastic. Okay, young fella, what's your name?
Dan?
And this little spot near your house.
Yeah.
And check out this little dam, guys. We've been lucky enough. It's this young fella's neighbour's dam. They've been lucky enough to get us down here to use it. Somewhere out the back of Emerald. Guys, this is my rig. I keep it very simple, but I simply put the line through the bottom of the float. I put 2 split shots either side of it. Then I run down with a couple more little split shots just to keep the float up with me hook on the bottom. That easy.
We've got one here. Young Dan's showing us how to do it. Well done, buddy. What do you reckon, Dan? Is that alright?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And look.
Nice work. Not wasted. Well,
Got the spines on these guys.
Yeah.
let's look at the fish.
There, mate, there you go. Got little spines coming out the bottom here. Yeah. And yeah, there's a nice little guy.
How do you fight, Dan?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, nice work. All right, well, let's get him back in the water and get some more.
Must be a few innings, because my one went down same time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Off he goes.
got a little bullet. Hope so. Yep. Oh, got that one. Alrighty. Got another one. Nice, nice silver perch we got here by the look of it. Alright, so we've got these in. Australian native silver perch.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's not a bad one at all, actually.
Oh.
And that'd have to be a kilo and a bit. Alright, we'll get the hook out of this guy and get him straight back in the water, because this is catch and release today only. Beautiful fish.
Alright guys, whenever you're fishing salt water, make sure when you get home you always run some water, fresh water on your reel, and just try and make sure that you clean it out, because there's a lot of metal parts in there and salt water is highly corrosive and it won't do very good things for your reel. If you want a long life from your reel, make sure you do it. That's my 2 cents.
I'm giving it occasional little flicks while I'm retrieving it, because if the lure starts darting a little bit, it looks more like the fish is a bit stressed, and sometimes it's just that one little added hint to get the predators onto the bite. And they got a nice bit of weight on them like this, you know it's going to be a nice sized fish.
Yeah, hand off.
Nah, I'll be alright. It's a beautiful fish. It's a very nice fish.
Oh, it's a cracker.
He's just hooked, so I've got to be really careful with him. There we go. Another prime specimen. I've got little tiny teeth. Bottom of the mouth, probably too small to see on camera. No, I'm using a hard body. Yeah, they've got quite small mouths for their size. Most perch have large mouths, but the silvers have only got really small mouths. So they're an Australian native to the Murray-Darling Basin and the waters around it. And they're an awesome fighting fish, but they are quite vulnerable to extinction because they were overfished in earlier years. So make sure if you catch one, you really try and release it. Time for this big boy or girl to get back in the water. And also quick identification with silver perch. If they have a spine on the front of the first pectoral fins and a spine on the front of the anal fins, that's pretty much the only fish that has those, except for Australian bass, which are a dark black colour. So there we go. We'll get this one back in the water. Awesome. We'll see you soon.
How you going there, young Andre?
Not too bad. Best part about today is I'm getting to try out all the lures that have been hiding in the cupboard for the last 10 years.
And that would be all them there.
Oh yeah, there's good old-fashioned trout spinners, there's deep divers, there's even the stump jumpers. Haven't found any stumps to jump yet. But
Found a nice flower there to tangle up with though.
oh yeah, those agate panthers you'll find are a really aggressive type of flower.
They go hard, do they, mate?
Oh, go hard, yeah. You just stand there, all of a sudden they'll snatch the lure and you're on for young and old.
So, Hoff, you're having a lot of success today, pal.
Yeah,
so, what are we doing?
Well, what we've got here is a little hard body. When you're using these, you'll want to attach them to a snap or tie them with a loop knot because they need to swivel on the line to swim properly, otherwise they'll turn on their side and they don't look realistic at all. All they are is ultra realistic lures. They swim really well in the water and they've got good patterns on them. So if you're in clear water or if you're fishing for intelligent fish, the hard bodies are really the go. But their only downside is sometimes you can't get them down as deep as your plastics and your vibes and stuff like that.
So this bib's going to help him dive?
The bib, water pushes against it, turns the lure onto that angle and it swims down along the bottom like that. And if you give it a couple of jigs, little taps or pauses every now and then,
Yep.
it can really make it look like it's stressed.
Let's get it in. Cheers.
So,
Bit more. Just slow down, slow down. Definitely silver. That's a nice fish. Just killed all the plants.
What are you pointing at?
It's a decent sized hook.
No, I can see it.
Oh, it's a kilo or something.
Oh, it's easy kilo.
Come on.
It's heavy.
And this is one-handed fishing and filming.
What's up here? My son. That's a small little bugger, isn't it?
Nice little silver.
Yeah.
There's plenty of these in here.
Oh, that's big. That's actually bigger than I thought.
Not a bad size. Nice little fighting fish. Very healthy. And plentiful in this dam, because I think this is the 6th or 7th one we've hooked. So we'll get him back in and keep going. And BJ's been kind enough to throw my fish back for me. Cheers, mate.
That is bigger.
Off it goes. Alright guys, it's getting a bit late and I'm pretty hungry, so I want to get home. So, thanks Dan for letting us come down and catch some silver perch out of your dam, buddy.
Yeah, that's alright.
Fantastic. We had an absolute ball, and yeah, I've never encountered a silver perch before, and it was a good fish.
Yeah, well, the only one I've ever seen was in my fish tank, and I didn't even know you could catch them around here, but it's been fun.
Excellent. See you soon.
Alright guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.